If concealer creasing under your eyes makes you a little bit frustrated, don't freak out. Here's my little tips. Let's start with prep. Yes, you want a lot of juice and a lot of moisture under those eyes, but it is just as important to let that skincare sit in your skin for at least 10 minutes. 1, to make sure the product has enough time to sink in and actually plump. 2, to prevent multiple products from mixing together poorly. And 3, if we have too many products sitting on the surface of the skin, when we go in with concealer, it's gonna mean more product and more creasing. Which leads me to tip 2. Too much product. If you have to go in with layer after layer just to cover things up, it's bound to settle in those lines. That's nature at work. Instead, I prefer going in with a corrector, or just mixing your concealer with a little bit of pink, peach, or orange pigment cancels out the under eyes using color theory instead of covering up the eyes with amount of pigment. Another way to prevent that overload of product is concealer placement. Just because we want coverage here doesn't mean we have to place product there. Instead, I use my monkey vine trick by placing concealer in specific points surrounding the under eye and using them as a guide to blend from one point, monkey vining, to the next, still providing coverage in these areas with the least amount of product possible. And if you're like me and you do prefer more coverage, remember that multiple light layers is always gonna be better than all at once. Trust. Lastly, how we set is how we prosper. There's plenty of debate on loose powder versus pressed powder. And to be honest, the only difference to me is if you want your powder to provide coverage or not. What really matters is how you apply said powder. Using a puff like this, tapping off the excess to make sure you have the least amount of powder possible, and embedding the product using a patting and rolling motion will set everything into the skin. But at the end of the day, makeup is not magic. You might still see lines under your eyes, you're just not gonna see concealer settling into them. The only real way to fill in lines and wrinkles is filler, and I don't want to put that under there. So I guess I'm just gonna have to embrace the way I naturally am and keep in mind that people usually don't even get close enough to see the concealer creasing under your eyes. That's a you problem. Let me know if you guys try it, let me know if you like it, and I literally love you so much. Bye. Yeah.